And I'm going to say it for this reason. When you play against Detroit, KP, SA, it's easy to load up towards the ball because everybody knows that the ball has to be in the hands of Cade Cunningham. Now, we were talking about last year when the Knicks loaded up the ball with Jalen Brunson, with Thibodeau. That may have been that case scenario. I do think that the way James Harden and Donovan have to guard off the ball will be the key to this series. And it will come down to Karl Anthony Towns unlocking the offense. Because I think it's one thing when everybody can load up towards the ball. When you're off the ball and all the movement that the Knicks have off the ball, I think is an incredible opportunity for them to showcase this offense. 9 days off is a long time. But I will say, if they play their style of offense, which is the best offense, I think, right now in the NBA, with efficiency, with the way they're playing, I think the Knicks win it in 5. That's how I'm going to say they match up.
I think that is very, very disrespectful.
Yes.
I think that is very
starting my Monday off being disrespectful.
I think that is very disrespectful. This series is going at least 6 or 7 games, to be honest with you. 6 or 7 games. And I'm going to tell you why. Throughout the course of this postseason, we've watched Jared Allen and Evan Mobley change the narrative about themselves. Because they was being called the hostess cupcakes. People were saying they were creamy in the middle, Twinkies, honey buns, whatever you want to call it. That's what they were at some point in time.
He ain't any of those.
They have changed the narrative on that. When you talk about Evan Mobley, listen, Evan Mobley, and I know people may say, "Oh, Perk is crazy." No, I'm not crazy. He could have not on the same level, just a smaller level impact defensively that Victor Wembanyama has. That's how versatile Evan Mobley is. Jared Allen has finally found that I don't know who gave him heart over the offseason or through this postseason, but his level of physicality has picked up. And so when I'm looking at the others, Wade, Merrill, all of these guys have found some type of tenacity. And so now we know that they can put up buckets with the best of them. By the way, Donovan Mitchell playing back at the crib in New York where he's from, he's known to put some major points up. So all I'm saying is I don't think that it's going to be as easy as people think it is. You know, a la Russ, a guy here, he think that it's going to be a cakewalk. You know, I hope we could put the camera on and look at his face for a little bit. But Stephen A., I'm just saying, I got the Knicks winning. But they better not walk in here comfortable and be like, oh, it's just over because we didn't want to face Detroit. We actually wanted this matchup. No, it's not going to be that easy.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are not the Atlanta Hawks or the Philadelphia 76ers. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a different beast. And we know that they have the talent to win this series. I believe this is going a minimum of 6 games. I agree with you, Perk. It wouldn't surprise me if it takes 7 for the New York Knicks to win at the Garden. But I'm picking the Knicks to win this series, of course. I think that when you look at Jalen Brunson, he's averaging 20. He averaged 25. They played 3 times this year. Knicks won 2 of those games. He averaged 25 against them. But it was like 34% from the field, 36% from three-point range. You got some bodies that the Cleveland Cavaliers could throw at big body Brunson. It's really going to be, to me, about Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby's health and the others. I think that one of the things that you look at Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and you have to concede, is that the New York Knicks are not going to have it as easy with their big men as they did against Philadelphia because of Embiid's health, and as they did against Atlanta, who was soft as cottonelle tissue. You ain't going to have that kind of situation against Cleveland. With Allen and with Mobley, you're going to have some big bodies to contend with on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And in Donovan Mitchell, you're going to have a star that you have to deal with, okay? Let's not forget Strus, who's got some experience and has been hitting some big-time shots. Let's not forget this kid, Sam Merrill, and what he brings to the table in terms of his ability to make shots. So they have cats that can make some outside shots. Obviously, against the New York Knicks, they're going to have to step it up defensively, defending the three-point shot and what have you. They're going to have to do all of these things. But in the end, I think it'll be a lengthy series, Jay. I don't see this going 5 games. I think it's going to go 6 or 7. If I had to put my money on it, I would say Knicks in 7 because I expect the Cleveland Cavaliers to win at least 2 of these games, and I expect it to be a nail-biter of a series. That's how I view it.
I'm with you. All I'm saying to you is that Mikal Bridges against Donovan Mitchell, that size and that length is differentiated. I will say Dean Wade, the way those guys, Max Strus, the way they defend. Don't forget, Jalen Brunson is more off the ball now than he is on the ball. So when they're guarding Cade Cunningham and they're guarding him the full length of the court, once again, everybody knows where the target is coming from. So I'm with you. It could be a series. I'm just saying, I think even with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, they're allowed to play more traditional basketball when you're going against Duren and the other guys, back to the basket, post up. Now they got to be more on the perimeter so you can take away that advantage of blocking out the sun. It's just the style makes it for a different fight with how the Knicks are playing now.
And that's a great point. And I'm going to tell you what's going to end up what's going to have to happen for Kenny Atkinson. He's going to have to make a business decision whether or not, because he's going to have to go small. He's going to have to go small, meaning small is Evan Mobley is either going, or Jarrett Allen is going to be on the floor. They're going to have to stagger those minutes because they can't have two bigs on the floor. You can't have, Jarrett Allen at times was guarding Asua Thompson a lot, correct? And he wasn't leaving the paint. So he was leaving him wide open to take shots, kind of like the Draymond Green, Russell Westbrook treatment, Ben Wallace treatment, the Perk treatment. They used to do that to me a lot. I ain't lying. They used to do that to me a lot. So, again, you can't do that to the Knicks. I believe they're the best three-point shooting team or one of the best in the postseason. They will make you pay.
Okay. We'll have time to dissect this tomorrow, of course, when Game 1 actually happens on Tuesday. Just to point out here, Donovan Mitchell averages nearly 27 points per game at the Garden in his
final. Today's question from Hembo for you, Vince Goodwell. Who led the Knicks in scoring in the last conference finals series that they won?
This is why it's tricky, Greeny. Patrick Ewing was on the team.
Right.
But he got hurt in game 2. He got hurt in game 2 of that series.
Yeah.
It was not Patrick. Latrell Sprewell led them in scoring in the NBA Finals. But in the Eastern Conference Finals, Allen Houston took the torch against the Indiana Pacers.
With 114 points, that is correct. It is indeed Allen Houston. How about a little applause for the man here? He gets it, right?
Yeah, okay.
There was Houston, then Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson, and Marcus Camby. Those were their leading scorers in that 6-game win over the Pacers. They would go on to lose to San Antonio in the finals in 5. In the meantime, they get the Cavaliers starting tomorrow night. Donovan Mitchell last night asked about the Knicks after his team wrapped things up in Detroit.
They got a lot of talent. I think they're peaking at the right time. Yeah, I think a lot of guys are playing well over there. Obviously, you have Jalen Brunson, the head of the Snake, Karl Anthony Towns, but Mikal and OG are equally as dangerous. That's what we're starting to see. Josh Hart's a dog. We know them very well and understand that, hey, it's going to be a dogfight. Might have another Game 7.
Donovan Mitchell last night with the crew from Prime. Knicks are heavy favorites to win the series at DraftKings Sportsbook minus 265. They're also heavy favorites in Game 1 coming off a week of rest. Monica McNutt, you've covered the Knicks team all season long. You've sort of been keeping tabs, I'm sure, on this last week and a half off. Obviously, the rest will do good things for OG Anunoby, as it would for anyone who has a hamstring injury. What are we thinking about the Knicks heading into Game 1 tomorrow night?
They are rested. I think, Greeny, the thing that I've been most impressed with, and I'm on the record somewhere in our ESPN ecosphere saying that I wouldn't be impressed about the Philly series unless they went up 3-0, and they did that. And so I think when you look at the combination of what they are doing and the statistic that it bears out, and then where they are mentally, I have a hard time believing that a team that is rested and is as focused as the Knicks are would wet the bed in a Game 1 versus a team that just came off of a 7-game series with home court advantage. And so if OG Anunoby expects to be available and ready to play for Game 1, this team has been defending at a high level. I believe they can defend the Cavs. Their offense has been problematic. One thing from the problematic to other teams, not to them, they averaged 81 to 56 was the score in terms of points off turnovers versus the Philadelphia 76ers. If the Cavs are not holding on to the basketball, that is the formula in which the Knicks will dominate.
Windman, you're on your way here right after this show to cover the series for us. Be in studio with us this week, which we're thrilled about. All arrows in Game 1 do seem to point in the Knicks' direction as far as all the advantages, the rest, and everything else. What are you expecting? Give us the keys that you'll be watching for as the series gets underway tomorrow.
The Cavs are just not a super defensive team. In fact, in the playoffs, they ranked 8th amongst all the teams that made the playoffs in defensive efficiency. That's down where the Denver Nuggets were. Remember when Jaden McDaniels from the Wolves said everybody on the Nuggets is a bad defender? Well, the Cavs defensive numbers are about the same. And the Knicks are awesome on offense. They're stressing teams out. When the Cavs got in trouble against the Pistons, they just double-teamed Cade Cunningham because they didn't fear the rest of the team. If they double team Jalen Brunson, there's all kinds of problems there, including Karl Towns. And so, to me, this is about, can the Cavs get enough stops to really give themselves an opportunity to let their star players win them the game? And look, this is something that the Cavs knew would be a challenge with James Harden. It's a gamble that they have actually won, as their offense has been very good. But boy, do the Knicks present a much bigger defensive challenge than the Cavs have seen so far.
They say styles make fights. How do you see the styles here? What do you see in the matchups?
Well, for one, we know that Cleveland is tested. 2 7-game series played at high stress levels, right? They haven't played a team as dynamic as the New York Knicks. He just talked about Cade Cunningham being the one offensive option compared to the Knicks. They can morph themselves into different versions of themselves. And then late in games, they can go straight to Jalen Brunson. They can eschew everything with the high post with Cat and go straight to Jalen Brunson, ISO, and go from there. For the Knicks, they haven't been tested in these 2 rounds. They've been blowing these 2 teams out, but these 2 are 2 very flawed teams. Philly had to deal with everything with Joel Embiid. Atlanta had no size to handle Karl Anthony Towns. So you're going to worry about not just the rest versus rust, but are either team prepared for what they're going to see tomorrow based off of what the first 2 rounds have shown?
Monica, you were squinching up your face there.
This is my guy. He's been my brother for a long time, but I don't buy that at all. I think that's crap.
What
the
part?
tested part. Like, I think for them, the test was that they woke up from the nightmare that they woke up from was the 2 1-point losses versus the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks. I'm getting my WNBA team mixed up. I don't think the test, to me, yes, in the regular season, there's a place for tests. But to me, when I look at a postseason run, it's about being able to play your best basketball, which they are doing, and have the opportunity to have the most legs and power underneath you that you can. I don't see where a 7-game series as a test is a good thing rolling up against a juggernaut.
I said for one, I picked the Knicks to win in 5. What are we doing here?
Well, nothing to do with that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't buy the test.
It's just, when he said styles making fights, that is the style of coming into this series. Cleveland is going to be wearing Detroit up until game 2 of this series. They won't even be into this series until 2 or 3 days from now. The Knicks, they've been sitting and waiting and have time to fine-tune this offense, but they haven't played real competition. Philly wasn't real competition. They quit.
Win-man, give me a quick final word.
Yeah, okay.
Look, I actually have seen situations like this where the team that has the rest doesn't come out very good and comes out a little bit soft, and the team with the rhythm does it. So, again, I know that this is not what